Oh, around,
When was that, remember?
it was around the dinner, right?
Yes, that's right.
A couple weeks ago.
Depending on if it's something that relates to the department.
Hey, Kim, are you gonna let them leave?
I think.
What's that?
It doesn't look like we have a member of the Ministerial Alliance with us tonight, so we are going to stand for a moment of silence before the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me as the present the colors for Pledge of Allegiance.
Color guard, advance. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, retreat.
Good evening. I call the September 6, 2022 Board of Aldermen meeting to order. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer.
Here.
Tracy Newcomer.
Here.
Jim Shrout.
Here.
Kelly Netto.
Here.
Jeremy Taylor.
Here.
Brad Alexander. And Mayor Dana Webb.
Here, thank you. The next item on the agenda is new business, deletions, or continuances. We do not have any of those tonight, so we will move on to the next item, which is public comments. Public comments are on issues not on the agenda. They will only take up an amount of 10 minutes. Citizens are allowed 2 minutes to speak what they like to talk about. Tonight, we have one person that would like to express public comments. Lee McAllister, would you please come to the microphone and state your name and address? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Lee McAllister, 1579 State Drive, Bay City, Missouri. I am the president of the Oak Grove Tractor Pullers. I would like to start by inviting each and every one of you on September 26th, 7 p.m. at the Frick Park West Arena for a presentation of funds to the three organizations that the Tractor Pull benefits. Continuing on this, I have heard word that there is a plan to remove the Frick Park Arena and make it a dog park. I'm here representing three organizations in that behalf: the Oak Grove Saddle Club, the Oak Grove 4-H, and the Oak Grove Tractor Pullers. The other question I have is the decision to remove the fencing from around that park. Who made that decision and why? That is all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, what day did you say?
September
26th.
26th,
26.
What time? You have a time?
7 p.m.
Thank you for your comment. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. These items are considered on the consent agenda so that members of the Board of Aldermen, by unanimous consent, can designate routine items to be approved by one motion. Tonight, we have approval of the August 15th, 2022 meeting minutes and expenditures through August 30th, 2022.
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda? I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. We do not have any of that this evening, so we will move on to new business. The first item is a presentation to the Boy Scouts. That's why you're here tonight. Well, a couple reasons. So if all of you would come forward. And there's going to be pictures, so if you guys want to come down and join me, we'll be in this part right here. We're going to do this proclamation and then some others. All right, so the proclamation tonight is, I received an invitation for you guys, your 80th. This Saturday, correct? I mean, that's fantastic. So first, I wanted to recognize you by this proclamation, and then if any of us can attend, that would be great. But it's an honor to be able to present this to you. So I'm going to read this, and then one of you get it, okay? But I'm going to stop at one point, because I realize in this that it talks about that you have the Boy Scout True 266 values, or set of values, right? And so do you guys all know them by heart? All right, then I'm going to stop and let you guys read them out, all right? Yeah, I'll put you on the spot. All right, here we go. Whereas the purpose of the Boy Scouts of America, incorporated on February 8, 1910, and chartered by Congress in 1916, is to provide educational program for boys and young adults to build character, to train in responsibilities of participating citizenship, and to develop personal fitness. And whereas the Boy Scout Troop 266 has formed in 1942 and covers eastern Jackson County and western Lafayette County, Missouri, and serving Oak Grove and surrounding areas of youth 11 to 18 years of age. Whereas the Boy Scout Troop 266 has displayed and lives by the Scout Law set of values, which are
Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Stan, you did so much better than I did. And whereas it is the mission of the Boy Scout Troop 266 to serve others by helping to instill values in youth and in other ways to prepare them to make ethical choices over a lifetime in achieving their full potential, and has proven to be a valuable asset for the betterment of our community. Now, therefore, on behalf of myself, Mayor Dana Webb, and the Board of Aldermen, I do here present this proclamation for the 80th anniversary of the Boy Scout Troop 266. Well done. Can our board get behind you and get a picture? All right, you guys squeeze in there and get a picture? Pretty please. All right, well, squeeze in, just get in anywhere.
Go on this side. Come, Tracy, come on this side.
They need to be seen more than us.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Which one do you want to do?
She wants to take a picture of you really quick. We're gonna do,
Dana, do you want us down here for?
Yeah, we got more. Let's do it.
on the next.
Sure. You're welcome. All right, so next we have,
Rhonda Beal.
all right,
Rhonda.
if I could have Rhonda and Christy come up, please.
And your other coin is on there.
That'd be great. So they're the same thing. Hello, ladies. All right, so both of your proclamations pretty much say the same thing, so I'm just gonna say both of your names and then you each get one. And then the other thing that we're presenting tonight, this is the mayor's coin, and so it's leading by example, and it has service on it, and so we'll present this to you as well. All Oh, there you go. I'll hold you to that. All right, so whereas on August the 2nd, 2022, at approximately 8 p.m. in the evening, a medical emergency wherein an individual was unresponsive and not breathing, Chrissy Elmaker and Rhonda Peel demonstrated bravery, and when she instantly took an action in a life-threatening situation. And whereas Christy Elmaker and Rhonda Peel selflessly and without hesitation quickly began CPR, performing with the first responders arrived on scene. And whereas the citizens of Oak Grove are grateful for the incredible efforts of this individual, of both of you individuals, as well as the first responders, and recognize the value of your accomplishment. And whereas our community is blessed and grateful to have such selfless, honorable individuals who, with their incredible effort and immediate swift action, saved the life of a daughter, sister, wife, mother, and friend. And now, therefore, myself, Dana R. Webb, Mayor, and the Board of Aldermen do hereby present this proclamation to honor and recognize you for your life-saving efforts. So, as you all know, I'm not supposed to call out the individual that's in the room, but she's dear to our hearts because she is the wife of one of our aldermen. So she told me not to call out her name, but we all know who she is back there. So we're very grateful for you. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys will come down again, we'll get another picture. Yeah, get on that side, please. Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
I want to go ahead and do
Oh,
both.
she's not done yet.
Let Kelly hold that, maybe.
Huh?
Yeah, you want Kelly to hold the other one? You're gonna call them up one at a time, or, because it's the
You guys
same.
help me pass out these. I'm gonna do these both at the same time. All right, can I get the fire department and police department both to come up? It's the same thing, it just has the change. All right. Anybody else? All right. So same thing, this is a proclamation for all of you, and then we'll each be presented with one of the mayor's coins. So we're very grateful for your actions that night as well. We just want to show that and show the appreciation. All right, yes. Whereas first responders are sworn to serve and protect the citizens of their community, standing ready 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to continue in aid of the citizens in the event of emergency, in time or need. And whereas first responders organizations undergo significant education, training, and personal sacrifice in order to achieve the required time to respond to any type of emergency situation. And whereas on August 2nd, 2022, at approximately 8 o'clock in the evening, Sny Valley Fire and Oak Grove Police Department were dispatched to respond to a medical emergency within an individual was unresponsive and not breathing. It was additionally reported that CPR had been started by two civilians, Christy Elmaker and Rhonda Peel. And whereas the Oak Grove Police Department and Sny Valley Fire responded as an agency assist. And whereas first responders evaluated the situation and took immediate and swift action, performed life-saving measures. Whereas the citizens of Oak Grove are grateful for their incredible efforts as the first responders recognize the value of their accomplishments for a life-saving work they did on behalf of us and our community. Now myself, Dana R. Webb, Mayor, and the Board of Aldermen would like to recognize this and present you with this proclamation. That's the police department. And Sny Valley Fire. Yes. I'll let you guys pass them all out, and then each one of them have a coin for you guys. And I think you have some people missing tonight, so if you could pass their coins on to them as well, if you don't mind. So,
How many do you need?
All right. Yep, we got one over there. Or I got one in my bag.
Just make
Yeah,
sure we
we'll
get
it.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do one last picture tonight, so everybody squeeze in somewhere behind a first responder or between them. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks. We kind of like the person, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fans of yours.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey, hey, Phil, don't walk away.
Tracy, come back. You're just kidding. Oh, girl, yeah. Come on. There wasn't until I came in.
Thank you. All right, thank you, everyone, for your patience there. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a request from the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce regarding a road closure. Shayla Baxter, would you please come to the microphone?
So as you all know, Lick Skillet Days is approaching.
Oh, duh, okay.
You good?
Good? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's not on.
So in previous years, we've requested road closure on Friday morning at 9 a.m. So this year, we are requesting an earlier road closure on Thursday, September 29th at 5 p.m. And that would be between Clinton and Broadway on the west side of 12th Street. And that is due to the carnival needing that extra time to be prepared and set up in order to be prepared for inspections.
Okay,
Okay,
stay right there.
okay.
So, Board, I just need a vote, yea or nay. Does anybody have any questions for Shayla?
Has this been cleared with the police department?
Yes, Chief has not expressed any concerns as far as I know to
Good
date.
question, Kelly. Anybody else?
Make a motion, we approve the road closure for the Oak Grove Chamber of Commerce and Lick Skillet Days.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve the road closure for Lick Skillet Days. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Shayla.
all. Yeah, thank you.
The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Tracy Newcomer as board liaison to the Park Board. As you all know, Kelly stepped down from that recently, and then the Park Board has been wanting another board member as liaison. And so I am asking for you to accept, to put Tracy on there.
Motion to approve?
Second?
I have a motion and a second to appoint Tracy Newcomer as the board liaison for the Park Department. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Rachel Kilmer as the board liaison to the tree board. Same thing, Brandy was on the tree board, and so we need a liaison for that.
Motion to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the appointment of Rachel Kilmer to the tree board. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I'm going to stop. Can we turn that mic off? I think it's
I
humming.
think it's phones. Phones were up.
You think it's phones?
Well, that's part of it, for sure.
If you have a phone and don't need it, can we put
Put
it
it
down?
down, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral reappointment of Jared Sears to the Planning and Zoning Commission. So I'm just looking for a motion and then a second, if you want to reappoint him.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Second?
I I have a motion and a second for the reappointment of Jared Sears to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a request from the Oak Grove School District for homecoming bonfire and parade. Do we have somebody from staff reporting anything, or is this just a standard from every year?
Yep, this is standard.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the request for the homecoming bonfire and parade for the Oak Grove School District.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the Oak Grove homecoming parade and bonfire. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the Oak Grove School District to display the Panther flags on Broadway. Matt, I'm going to let you give the small report on that, please.
Yes,
Thank you.
Mayor. So we did receive from Mindy Hampton, the superintendent of the school district, the following request, that the school is trying to boost school/community spirit and with the Booster Club, and they've reached out to local businesses to get them more involved in Friday night events. You may have noticed last week there was lots of Panther flags around town. They would also like to use the flag holders that we have on Broadway that we've put up to put the American flag up for 4th of July, Memorial Day, Veterans Day. Staff recommends that if the board does approve the request to allow the school district to use those flag holders on Friday night events for Panther flag, that also include in the motion that the city or the board's policy is to only allow other governmental entities the use of those flag holders on Broadway.
Thank you, Matt.
I make a motion, we approve the Oak Grove School District's request, and only other governmental entities are able to use those flagpoles along Broadway.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the Oak Grove School District for displaying the Panther flags on Broadway, with it only having only the other governmental entities can display those. Any discussion?
So, and these are used, what are they primarily used for, these flag holders?
Yeah, so we put the flag holders up on the decorative downtown streetlights, the ones that are on downtown Broadway that are black. Those are actually owned by the city rather than leased through Evergy. On the other Broadway streetlights or streetlights around town, they're primarily have been used for, we put them up to display the U.S. flag for holidays. So we've only used those for.
So most of the
for that
time,
purpose.
they're not used, right? Is that right? Okay. And the school district would be, they'd go out and put the flags up and,
Correct, yeah, the school district would need to figure out how those would go up and come down. They'd also need to purchase the flags and have the expense of either staff time or volunteers to put the flags up.
Does it say, it doesn't say in here, Friday night events, does it say when they're taking them down? Are they taking them down on a Friday night or the following day, or is that something that the board would need to discuss?
Yeah, that would be something that you could clarify in
Okay.
in your motion to only let for specific dates and times, or just specific, Friday or Saturday morning, they would need to come.
Yeah.
come
I guess
down.
some things to think about, board, would be when you would want them down, and then also that if there's ever a holiday, which I can't think there would be, that fell on a home football game or a game, that would you want the,
Veterans Day,
yeah,
possibly.
Veterans Day probably could. So I don't know if you want to, we can discuss that, because we're in the discussion part right now.
Yeah, that was my question too, is if there's another governmental entity that wants to use them, it's not just a blanket approval, they still have to get city permission, correct? So wouldn't it be the city that would talk to each applicant about it on the terms and like how long they have to be up? I mean,
Yes.
we can't make a blanket statement for any governmental entity because they may not want them on a Friday if it's.
Correct,
mean-
but we put them up on, we put them up on 4th of July, Veterans Day, right? And then Memorial Day? Yeah. So what we're saying is it could fall on the time we put them up. And so I don't know if we want to clarify that to the school, and then also to clarify, when do you guys want them down? You know, if there's a football game, are they going to leave them up all weekend? Or are they going to take them down Saturday morning or Friday night? Or do you want to include that back to the response?
I would think it would be ideal for the school to take them down after an event, because you leave them up there for a while, they're not going to last very long.
They take the other ones down as soon as the football game is over.
You're right, I noticed that this weekend.
Yeah, just remove the flags from downtown Broadway while they're removing the other flags around the field.
So I have a motion, if they're going to include anything, I have a motion and a second, and we're in discussion. What do I need to do, Chris?
If the person who made the motion wants to amend it, they could do that, and the second can agree to that, and then you can vote on the motion as amended.
Thank you. Go ahead and keep discussing if you want, though. I just want to know for sure.
I was gonna say, if you'd be, I mean, I'd say the only thing, if you're open to it, is just amending it to say, if the city's not already using them
Yeah.
for some other event.
And then the time, when you want them down, if you guys want to do that.
I don't
You don't really care? You don't care if they
I
leave them up
assume
there
they're
all
going to
year?
take them down at the end. Okay, I would like to amend my motion to include that the city has first rights of the flag holders, and that they need to be removed. At the same time, the flags are removed from the school property following a Friday night football game. Is that good? Is that what everybody,
Yeah, we'll vote on it.
Following,
Yeah.
you mean that evening? Is that what you're saying?
when they remove the other flags? Yeah, following that Friday, that night of the
Following the
football
game.
game, after the game, take the flags down. Pull it beans. It's your flags.
Yeah,
It's hard.
okay.
So then you have to re-second it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So we have a motion and a second for the Oak Grove School District to display Panther flags on Broadway. And then we're including the governmental entities can use it. The city of Oak Grove has first rights if there's something conflicting, and then the flags need to be taken down the night of the football game, the evening of the football game. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Great discussion, everyone. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a resolution appointing directors of Bridgewood Plaza Community Improvement District. Matt?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So before the board is a resolution to appoint a new board of directors to the Bridgewood Plaza CID. The development was recently sold to a new owner, and state statute requires that the board of directors either be an owner of the property or an individual authorized to represent the owner. So we received a request from the owner's representative to appoint Ted Anderson, Kelly Wyatt, Colin Dolquist, Grant Lutz, and Crystal Eagleston to the board of directors for the Bridgewood Plaza Community Improvement District. That district was formed back in 2008, and there was a 1% additional sales tax on that district for principal and interest payments on debt that was issued at the time of that district, as well as for ongoing maintenance and operations of the district. The district is the term of it is 31 years. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Make a motion to approve?
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution appointing the directors of the Bridgewood Plaza Community Improvement District. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action for Bill Number 22-23 regarding an ordinance approving a cooperative agreement between the City of Oak Grove, Missouri and the Oak Grove School District, whereas the Oak Grove Police Department will provide and maintain the school resource officer for the district, and authorizing the city administrator and the chief of police to execute the agreement. Chief?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Last year, as we reviewed all files as it relates to all MOUs and operating procedures, we found that we didn't have an MOU with the school district, and we checked on both sides, school district as well as the police department. And so we have been operating on more or less a handshake. in the time that we've had in a school resource officer there. So following the national guidelines as well as Missouri State School Resource Officer guidelines, Officer Marshall constructed the MOU, the agreement, and he's done a very good job. It truly outlines not only what we expect a school resource officer to do and what we do not want him to enter into. Because there are some things that could be asked of a school resource officer that while it seems okay, it would put us in a liability sense that it's not the job of a law enforcement officer to do. He is there to protect the property, the students, and not enter into policy violations that the students may commit based on being on the grounds. So it's a good tool to just make sure that we're doing the right thing and not doing the wrong. Any questions? I'd be happy to answer.
Does the board have any questions? I do, just curious. Does a resource officer, does he rotate buildings, or how does that actually work? I mean, maybe I should know that.
Well, so he is filling two roles as the resource officer or SRO and the DARE officer. So the DARE officer puts him through the primary and elementary on regular schedules as he has classes to instruct. And then he has walking duty through the high school and middle school. This year, the school district has moved his office into one of the buildings instead of being in that old, or the older building. Because there was no ability for the students to really interact with him if he was in his office at that building so far off the campus, or not off the campus, but at the outskirts of campus. So now he is more centrally located with around the counselors, so the students know where to find him if they need him.
Okay.
But yeah, he is required to be mobile during class changes and any movement on the campus.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I wondered if he was still in the old superintendent building.
No, he's
Okay.
been moved now.
Okay.
The certification he takes to be a DARE instructor, is that the police department's expense, the city's, is that the city's expense or is that the school
Yeah.
district's expense?
We handle both. We handle, right now, everything is just a recertification that's handled through DARE America, but it's covered through the Combat Grant. So the Combat Grant keeps him certified in both.
Okay. And the combat grant you bring to us yearly?
Yes.
I move for the first and second reading by title only of bill number 22-23.
Second?
We have a motion and a second for the first and second reading of the proposed bill, proposed ordinance by title only. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. City Clerk, would you please read the full title of the bill 2 times?
An ordinance approving a cooperative agreement between the City of Oak Grove, Missouri and the Oak Grove R6 School District, whereby the Oak Grove Police Department will provide and manage a school resource officer for the district and authorizing the city administrator and chief of police to execute the agreement. An ordinance approving a cooperative agreement between the City of Oak Grove, Missouri and the Oak Grove R6 School District, whereby the Oak Grove Police Department will provide and manage a school resource officer for the district and authorizing the city administrator and chief of police to execute the agreement.
I move for adoption of bill number 22-23.
Second?
We have a motion. We have a motion and a second for the adoption of the bill number 22-3. Any discussion? City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes.
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Jim Strout,
Yes.
Kelly Netto,
Yes.
Jeremy Taylor.
Yes.
The motion is approved, and now the bill number 22-23 becomes ordinance number 2048. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action for bill number 22-24 regarding an ordinance approving a cooperative agreement between the City of Oak Grove, Missouri and Mid-America Regional Council, MARC, to provide certain services to elderly residents within the city, and authorizing the mayor of the City of Oak Grove to execute the agreement. Matt, is that you again?
Yeah, I can do it. So this
Thanks.
is the MARC agreement with the Mid-American Regional Council. This is substantially the same agreement we've had for years, and it's to provide services in cooperation with MARC at our senior center here in Oak Grove, and the annual award is valued up to $29,750 for this year.
Make a motion to approve?
Nope.
So this is an ordinance. It's okay.
say
Just-
this.
I move for first and second reading by title only of bill number 22-24.
Second?
We have a motion and a second for the first and second reading of the proposed ordinance, which is bill number 22-24. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. City Clerk, would you please read the full title of the bill 2 times?
An ordinance approving a cooperative agreement between the City of Oak Grove, Missouri and Mid-America Regional Council, MARC, to provide certain services to elderly residents within the city and authorizing the mayor of the City of Oak Grove to execute the agreement. An ordinance approving a cooperative agreement between the City of Oak Grove, Missouri and Mid-America Regional Council, MARC, to provide certain services to elderly residents within the city and authorizing the mayor of the City of Oak Grove to execute the agreement.
I move for adoption of bill number 2224.
Second?
We have a motion and a second for the adoption of bill number 22-24. Any discussion?
I guess more of a question. I can't recall if this is the same as tied to what we do at the Davis Center, but how are the meals going?
The seniors have been much happier with the meals, so Mark has made drastic improvements on the food.
That's great news.
That's really good. Good question. No other discussion? All right. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes.
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Jim Shrout,
Yes.
Kelly Netto,
Yes.
Jeremy Taylor.
Yes.
Motion is approved, and bill number 22-24 becomes ordinance number 2049. The next item on the agenda is information reports. Mr. Randall, do you have one?
No report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Chris?
No report.
Thank you. Mark?
The test of the outdoor warning sirens will be tomorrow at 11 a.m., weather permitting.
All right, thank you. Chief?
Yes, if I could report on the blood drive that was held Friday. In that, 27 units were collected. It's kind of a nice thing that 17 of those donors out of the 27 were brand-new, first-time donors. So we encourage some first-timers to come. So a total of 24 units were collected, and through their math, that potentially saves the number of 72 lives to those 24 units. So that was very good. In the sense of promoting the blood drive, police department came out 60% ahead. Jason felt that I was standing over the table a little bit too dominating, but
You were in your territory, though.
but no, it's a great day. And if you ever wondered, yes, we can get this room down to 66 degrees. It was very cold in here.
Are you going to try to do that annually?
Yes, they would like to, if we could do it a couple times a year, but we're at least going to do it annually.
Good. Thank you. Tom?
No report.
Kim?
I have a calendar full of
Yes.
items.
Go ahead.
September the 15th is Third Thursday Food Truck Night here at City Hall parking lot, 4:30 to 8:30. National Night Out, September 22nd. I think we have some aldermen that signed up.
Yes, we're going to have our
be at the
table and.
there, so that's
and
awesome.
I'll get Jim next, but we're signed up to be there. Yes.
We have September the 24th, the animal shelter ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce and an open house that they're going to be presenting. Cookies, refreshments, some raffles, prizes, a photo booth. They have stuffed animals for adoption, coloring contest, demonstrations, tours of the shelter, and meeting the real adoptable animals that are there.
Okay.
And that is from
24th.
What time?
11 to 1. The ribbon cutting is at 10:30,
Perfect.
just prior to that. And then Lick Skillet, September the 30th and October the 1st. They're still looking for a few volunteers. So if you're available to sign up, you can reach out to me or Shayla or anyone on the chamber. I think that takes us through the end of the month, so.
Perfect. All right. It's a lot, but it's good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Scott?
This Saturday is the doggy day at the pool. It starts at 2 p.m. It's $5 a dog. Yeah, 2 dogs max per adult. So it's a very popular event. It's growing every year, so I expect a big turnout. That's all I have.
All right, I just want to let everybody know right now, your Saturday could be filled up by 10:30 ribbon cutting, the Scouts' 80th anniversary, and the doggy day at the pool. So don't tell me you don't have anything to do. All right, Rachel, do you have a report? Kelly? No report. Jim?
Report.
Jeremy?
Just wanted to thank the police department and fire for putting on the blood drive. That was a great event, and congratulations to the Scouts on 80 years.
Tracy? Congratulations, Scouts, on 80 years, and I appreciate the police department and the fire department being here tonight. And then I echo what Kim was saying, please volunteer and sign up to help for Lick Skillet. And then our Night Out Against Crime, let's please try to be there and support them as well. That's all I have. I'm looking for a motion for executive session. There's 2 items, please.
Make a motion. Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, please.
Don't fight over it.
Make a motion, we adjourn to executive session under statute 610.021, 9, and 13.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn to executive session 610.021, 9, and 13. Any discussion? If not, City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Rachel Kilmer,
Yes?
Tracy Newcomer,
Yes.
Jim Shrout,
Yes?
Kelly Netto,
Yes.
Jeremy Taylor.
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session.